So, hi there, everyone. Good morning. I mean, good afternoon pala. Okay. So, I think we're good to go with our Bites and Brew session. So, to formally kick off this casual bring your own coffee and snack virtual session, I'd like to express my utmost gratitude for everyone who is here with us today dito sa Zoom session. So we're also live on Facebook, so be sure to catch us there. I am Shore Macalbe, and I am the TBI manager of CDO Bites, which is funded and implemented by DOST Fisher and the University of Science and Technology of the Southern Philippines. CDO Bites stands for Cagayan or Business Incubation Technology, Entrepreneurship and Startups, and it is the only technology business incubator currently situated in Misamis Oriental. Welcome to another virtual Bites and Brew session with a new set of speakers who will be tackling the topic on startups in hardware and digitalization. So, Bites and Brew session is part of the banner program of CDO Bites called Bite Series, which is a promotion and awareness drive of our TBI. This session is a casual networking venue we created to feature one or more established startups along with enablers from various verticals and get them together with enablers and of course other startups that are just starting out to simply talk about the featured startups journey, the challenges they've went through and their accomplishments. So aside from gathering everyone to get to know each other, the main point of this Bites and Brew session is for new startups to learn of the challenges that older startups went through so that they won't necessarily have to go through those obstacles or challenges. And of course, learn about their milestones so younger startups will know who to approach and even how to gear themselves up against various obstacles in their respective startup journey. Now, before we head on to our featured speakers' respective talks, we'll be introducing each of them briefly so you can at least have a guess of who they are, what they do, and where they're coming from. Again, this is just a brief introduction because you'll be hearing a lot more about them from themselves later on. So, we'll start off with Jerome Castaneda, who is the Business Development Officer Industry Program of CIM Technologies Incorporated. CIM Technologies Incorporated is one of the country's pioneers in providing cutting edge technology solutions from software and hardware to training technical support and services to architecture, engineering, and construction and manufacturing industries in the local and global market. Jerome and his colleagues were the ones who first approached us, CDO Bytes, to talk about the Startup Program 2.0 of Siemens. With a series of virtual meetings, since we've also wanted to help them get the word out and reach out to the rest of the TBIs and startups in the Philippines, we've decided to hold this Bites and Brew session with their team to talk not just about the Siemens Startup Program, but also why they're encouraging startups to get into hardware and digitalization. And then our second speaker is Engineer Virgil Carlo Apas, who is the applications engineer of CIM Technologies for Manufacturing Solutions. He handles Siemens Solid Edge product design and is responsible for software demonstration and training. Siemens Digital Industry Software is the driving formation to enable a digital enterprise where engineering, manufacturing, and electronics design meet tomorrow. Their solutions help companies of all sizes create and leverage digital twins that provide organizations with new sites, opportunities, and levels of automation to drive innovation. Last but not the least, we'll be then hearing from Sanghom Chu, who is from this session's featured startup Euro Product Development and Design Solutions. Euro is a diverse team of designers, engineers, and artists that specializes on helping startups, business, and future entrepreneurs develop their idea into a fully functional product. So they'll be talking to us about their startup journey as well as their experience with Siemens Startup Program. While you listen to the talk of Sanghamchum, you can actually check their website. The link is on the screen, as you can see, eurotechnologies.com. So with that introduction, I'll now give the virtual floor to our first speaker, Jerome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm looking for the video button. So I can let me. Okay, yes. Sorry about that. Let me share again. So you're seeing my slides now.
Yes, yes, we can, Jerome.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Shore, for inviting us, CIM Technologies, together with um, Cho, for to share about our program. So you already shared a lot about our company and our, you know, uh, so just a brief background about myself. I'm a mechanical engineer, so it's been a long time. So my experience really is into product design when I was working. So I do actually started with create designing molds, for plastic injection machines, and then I became an OFW in Singapore for like 9.5 years, still on product design and product development. So and then I came back here in Philippines. For 3 years, actually, I did a startup. So, but I'm not going to talk about my experience. Okay. So later on, I can also share in our Q&A. So for now, actually, my topic as a business development officer in CIM is about startups in hardware and digitalization. So enabling digital twin innovation. Okay. So next. So this will be our agenda. So what you need to know is I'll introduce our company, although Mishra already have introduced, and then our training center, Alteon Technology Learning Center, and then our startup program. So CIM Technologies has been in the industry for more than 30 years, 31 years. So we are a provider technology solutions for both the software and hardware. So we also provide training. So I belong to the training division. We also have a technical support for both the hardware and software. So it was also mentioned we cater services for the AEC, or the architecture, engineering and construction, and manufacturing industry for the local and global market. So for years, we really work with top AEC companies and manufacturing. So promoting computer aided design. So that's the meaning of CAD and computer aided engineering. So it means that these are into the simulations or finite element analysis. No? Then computer aided manufacturing. So when you talk about CNC, or computer numerically controlled machine, no, you run to create your molds. So that's actually my first job previously. And then the project management solution. So by the way, we are as a partner of Siemens, Siemens Silver Partner. So Alteon Technology Learning Center is actually our training division for CIM technology. So they offer courses, no, for CAD, CAM, CA. So the I mentioned a while ago, and BIM. So these are for the AEC, or do you call this as the Building Information Modeling for the AEC? And our aim is actually to equip our professional engineers, our architects, students, just like most of the people here, and with the, of course, with the necessarily with the skills, upgrade their skills with the industry skills actually. So with our, of course, our industry experience as instructors and as well certified instructors. So basically to meet your needs, no. So what do we provide there here in our training? So we normally do a face-to-face, but we adapt to these changing times. So we do online classes, classroom, of course, led type. We also even do on-site as well. No? So if I'm not mistaken, we are also our instructors are into an on-site training right now, no, in somewhere in Pampanga. So we also do corporate training, tutorial classes, and of course we can customize courses for you. So this is our main for the manufacturing. So for in building your products, in designing your products, we use solid edge. So training, so from your product design to, as I mentioned, about computer aided manufacturing in running that together with the machine, and even to your 3D printer, your additive manufacturing. You know? So you can see there below there we have a face-to-face, a classroom in Makati office. So, but that is before, but now we have to adapt, no, to online. So we also provide you with the certificate from Siemens as well. So yeah. So right now I'm going to talk about our startup program. So before that, let me just maybe for people who doesn't know who is Siemens. So Siemens is our partner. No, it's been our partner for more than 10 years now. So they are leading into they are actually a manufacturing company, no, with different division tools such as electrification, automation, and digitalization. So we belong to this digitalization. So I'm going to and then these are some of the figures of their company. So okay. So what about the startup? Solid Edge for startups. So basically, we want to enable innovation, no, using Solid Edge. So this has been running to the 40 plus countries. So we have around 3,000 applicants all over, and then active users, no, 1,700. So we really want to support for the growth of these startups or SMEs, small companies. So supporting, no, their transition from their education to entrepreneurship. So that's why we are in alignment with the technology business incubators or CDO Bites. No? So accessibility. So basically partnering with innovators to support their ideas to become a reality. So using our tools, no, Solid Edge. So what is Solid Edge? So basically, you can if you notice, there is a 2.0 program. So it's been running for quite some time. So it actually they previously the point program, the part one, we just offered a Solid Edge Premium, but now we are offering more options, no, for the startup. So you have it's not only a mechanical design tool, but it's also for simulation and even to your process engineering. So I also worked in a process engineering before. We did this PNID design. We did this piping design as well. So in Singapore, that this is my work. And then for electromechanical design, so this is the wiring design for your automotive, harness design. And then of course, this the chips, no, it also emits energy or heat. So that's why you make use of this flow EFD for your thermal analysis. So it's very significant in your product design. Now, for in creating molds, as I mentioned to you, I also have this experience in the computer aided manufacturing before. So we also have this CAM Pro 3-axis milling, and now you can also basically 3D publish for your basically for shop floor, for your manual, so that you'll be able really to show this to the assembly line, no, to the manufacturing floor. So you see, from your startup, you can really become an enterprise level with this tool. So the startup program has been mostly, these are normally in the Europe, the US, but if you notice there in the Philippines, it's basically there somewhere in Manila. But down south, that's our goal. No, we be able to have a green dot there, no, all over the Philippines. So we're still starting here in the Philippines this program. So these are some of the startup participants worldwide. So the one startup that I've shown, no, in Manila is actually the startup called Rurok. That letter R at the top of Tepeo, that yellow uh, logo. So I'm going to share as well, no, just a few of these startups, their backgrounds. So as I mentioned to you, so this is just one of the startups, the Radio Bro Corporation. So they are into aerospace and defense, and I believe our government as well are now into the aerospace program, no. So this is a startup. Basically, they are into creating miniature electronic systems for airplanes and spacecraft, no. So he's showing some of their that assembly, no, that for the electronic systems of an airplane. So they make use of solid edge and their design in their digital twin, no, design. So again, he said that Siemens has introduced us to a very powerful tools. Digitalization is the key to our success. So by leveraging a digital twin, we save a lot of time. So meaning, pag sinabi digital twin, so you actually uh, not necessarily create your physical prototype. No, you have your digital prototype here. So it simulates the actual prototype. So it really saves you a lot of cost. So I was here is another startup from Germany. So it's as early as 2014 pa sila. So they are into energy storage system. So they make use of solid edge in their electromechanical design. No, so sheet metal for the really the casing. Of course, they make use of the simulations. So because this is a thermal energy storage product, so they basically provide an eco-friendly, cost-efficient, and a highly scalable modular thermal energy. So storage system that really can work for even to the highest temperature of 1,300 degrees. So that's uh, quite a lot, no? So that's why the simulation is really very helpful to them. So this is the CEO is a doctor, a PhD, no? Academician, I would say. So this makes our work significantly easier. So sabi niya, although I'm not a trained CAD engineer, I found the tool easy to use with clear user guide. So the simulation functionalities are also very useful for us. So later on, no, siguro our engineer can be able also to show you what this are, how easy it is to use the solid edge. So here's another startup from Japan. So this is more recent, no? 2018. So they are actually more into semiconductor inspection tools, no? So yung they are into jigs in fixtures actually. So Solid Edge, they make use of in their design. Actually, they make use also of 3D printing, no, and then simulation as well. So sabi niya dito, we are developing semiconductor inspection tools, no, such as wafer level. So these are into the semiconductor, no. Uh, Furthermore, we focus on the burn-in and test equipment. So these are for testing really their tools, no, the burn-in, so the thermal. So that's why the thermal analysis here is very crucial because they are also to be able really to uh, simulate the temperature control. No, ito sinabi, socket technologies. They have their own technology that they're using for the cooling of their temperature. So it's a technology. Okay, so basically a jigs and fixture design. So again, the simulation analysis is very useful. And this one naman is also from a Smile Robotics in Japan. So the idea actually here, the robotics, if you can see here, it's that a robotics with an arm that will pick up this cup so that he can transfer this to a vending machine of a coffee. So be able to prepare that coffee to the customer. Actually is mixing the coffee here. So again, so the founder of Smile Robotics, si Takashi Ogura, so said that we develop robot system for restaurants, no, to realize the future. So lalo na ngayon, if you're into COVID, so it's really this is very also crucial, no. A Solid Edge is very easy to use and realize high performance design. So we evaluate our design performance using computer aided engineering, no, or yung simulation capability ng Solid Edge. So it's able to make use of the technology, generative design as well. So this is our local uh, startup, Rurok Industry. So they are into progressive precision engineered mountain bikes, no, company. So with the Solid Edge, they were really able to bring down the material, no, for 20%, and even the design to be really stiffer by 50%. This is very also important so that really your design is durable. No, it will not break down. So yes, so Rurok is a progressive bike company. So that's so we they one of their key to success is of course they Solid Edge for 3D CAD training as the training and support from local channel partners. So we are actually a partner. So we provide the training to them, the services of the use of our Solid Edge. So the use also of generative design. So later on, perhaps our technical engineer will be able to also show what is how this technology was able to capture that design. So using also this, sabi ni PJ Tolentino, the founder, synchronous technology of Solid Edge was a more expressive way to shape and design our parts. So instead of drawing shapes and punching numbers, we now sketch our shapes with digital pen and synchronous technology. So later on, i-explain din yan ang what is synchronous technology. So I'm just going to play here the Rurok, no? Who is Rurok? Hopefully you can be able to.
Rural Industries is a performance bike company. We believe that bikes should progress, get better, just as the rider does. So we make bikes because we think we have ideas on how to make it better. Our first product is called the Ruroc Cordillera. It's a bike designed to withstand the rigors of enduro racing. It features a special patented suspension design, makes it always efficient all the time. Our second product is called the Rurok Kanlaon. All our bikes are named after the mountain
Mm.
in the Philippines. It features a clever mechanism to change its geometry depending on the user's preferences. And the third product we're currently developing to be launched this year is the Rurok Halcon. The highlight of this product is optimization. We are optimizing the structure using generative design and optimizing the suspension using parametric optimization. The Ruro Halcon is going to be a very serious bike. It's the bike that we'll be introducing to the international market. Our customers do not want to be limited with what they want to do with their bikes. So the goals of the Halcon is to have a structure that's very stiff, very robust to withstand whatever they want to do with the bike and have a really high performing suspension system. The Halcon is all about optimization. And that's why we show Solid Edge. With Solid Edge, we have access to all the generative optimization tools and simulations to achieve our design goals. By using Solid Edge, we found that you're able to design linkages 20% lighter, normalized by the length, and the whole bike is 50% stiffer compared to our previous product. We're able to do this by leveraging on the generative design tools available in Solid Edge. Solid Edge also allowed us to improve our product development process. We're able to finish the development of the Halcon 20% faster, which is 6 months faster compared to our previous development time. Our development process was faster for two reasons. Synchronous technology allows us to design more intuitively, and generative optimization allows us to get to the final answer quicker with less iterations. I'm really excited about the AR features in Solid Edge 2020. Being able to see the product in the correct scale in its natural environment allows us to better get a good perspective when we're designing parts.
For more information, visit solidedge.siemens.com.
Yeah. Thank you. So let me. Sorry, yeah. You're seeing my slide now,
Yes, we can.
but it's okay. So, okay. Hopefully, you were able to watch the video clearly, but I can also give you the YouTube, no, if in case if there's some internet connection problem, no, audio problem. So okay, I proceed. So startups 2.0 program, no. So who are really eligible to enter into the program? So it mentioned here that this is our open naman to design firms and product manufacturers. So open to legal entities, no, in business for 3 years or less. So that is their ano. And then less than 1 million USD in funding. So I'm sure we are and then less than 1 million USD in annual revenue. Dito pa lang pasado na tayo. Hopefully, I'm sure. So you can basically apply here, and there's a form that you can fill in, and then yeah, there are some business terms and conditions. So uh, just for ano lang sinasabi dito na uh, the sa company, no, sabi siya, the company will not use the provided software for academic research or projects related to the following. Sabi niya dito, cyber security, defense or intelligence, military, missile or UAV, Arctic offshore, so even to deep water, shale, mga oil and gas exploration, so product export pipeline, nuclear, biological, or chemical weapons. So siguro hindi naman tayo mga terrorist dito, no? So, and then of course the limited din siya, no, for some of the countries na hindi bawal, yung mga North Korea. Of course, Philippines is very much welcome. And then dun sa terms and conditions, so it's a 1 year of solid edge software. So actually, the total cost, no, for this, if you are in commercial, no, really to purchase this, the value will add up to 60,000 US dollar. So this would include kasi up to three to five licenses of solid edge software. Then of course, meron dyan yung mga technical access, no, to support. Also, we also provide support. So then yeah, so basically those are the ano lang naman, few of the terms. So I think that would be check. I have another. Yeah, so that would be everything. So I think that I'm good. Thank you. Huh?
All right, thank you, Jerome. So let's hear
Okay.
from Engineer Verville next.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see
Yes.
your screen.
Okay, so how's everyone this afternoon? I hope everyone's doing just fine. So once again, I'm Virgil Carlo Apas. I'm the applications engineer of CIM Technologies. So basically, I handle product design solutions for manufacturing. So we are a solar partner with Siemens. So I have conducted technical trainings in Siemens headquarters in Singapore and in Thailand. So for this afternoon, I will talk about some of the overview of the Siemens product, the Solid Edge portfolio, and how you can leverage it in your startup business. Okay, so let's start. So complexity is growing in innovations of products, complexity in starting your design, in modeling, and even meeting the customer demands. Startups require solutions that scale and grow from the start. Startup challenge and complexity. So until recently, Siemens Technology offers a huge opportunity for startups and partners. Siemens Technology helps build it right the first time rather than conversion risk. Okay, then it reduces risk to scaling company at critical time. So the Siemens Startup Program with Solid Edge for startups. So it encompasses CAM, CAD, CAM for computer aided manufacturing, CAD for computer aided design, and CAA for computer aided engineering or for simulation. So our objective, the Siemens Startup Program objective, is to expand the footprint of Solid Edge user base to emerging companies to meet and exceed competitive offerings to the startup space. One also of our objective is to expand awareness of Solid Edge and messaging to a wider audience. And also to build up a base of user partners who can be a champion for us to their communities. So introducing the Solid Edge 2021 portfolio of products. So basically, Solid Edge is an easy to learn, easy to use portfolio of software tools that addresses all aspects of product development processes, such as CAD design, can be renderings, simulation, 3D scanning, and also manufacturing, 3D printing, and many more. So we provide learning resources, a fantastic community, and unique technology that allows you to design the way you want. So we are very excited to share to you the Solid Edge portfolio. So the image you see here is from one of our customers. This is the Watch Tech, so a great story. In just a few years, they've become a real powerhouse in their industry. So I think it's important for everybody to understand that Solid Edge is not just a CAD system. It's not just for mechanical design. So ito yung whole portfolio na inside the Solid Edge. So when you have Solid Edge, you can access this products such as electrical design. So if you are into electromechanical, you can simulate your product. If you can test it if it's possibly overbuilt or strong enough. Then we have this manufacturing to bring your designs from virtual to reality. Okay. So we also have technical publications to communicate your design and also cloud collaboration to view your design, edit, and markup, do markups, whether on mobile phones or tablets. So this is the whole portfolio of the Solid Edge. And one thing I want to share with you today is that digital transformation is not about us. It's about you. It's about you taking the step forward to digital transformation. So we think about digital transformation in two pieces. We think about the next generation tools. So bringing you the next generation of technology. Okay. We want to provide access to everybody. So whether you're a big company, a small company, a little company, or even a student, we want to be able to bring these technologies to you. So we call it democratizing. Okay. We call it democratizing technology. Siemens has this vast portfolio of products, and it's our mission to bring them to everybody, companies of all shapes and sizes, as well as individuals. So let's start by talking about the next generation tools. What do I mean by that? So you're going to see a lot of energy in the industry about technologies on what we call the outside the center circle. This is the center circle, and this is the new technologies nowadays. So things like generative design, reverse engineering, and more. People realizing they can leverage what's in the physical world to create the validate designs in a virtual world. We also have augmented reality and virtual reality, very powerful technology and emerging these days. And of course, additive manufacturing, so thinking about things beyond just using additive for prototypes, but also using it for real production manufacturing. So let's start our journey in mechanical design. So whether you're visualizing your products or whether you are bringing them to market through innovative manufacturing process. So we have these under the mechanical design, the augmented reality, the model-based definition, reverse engineering, additive manufacturing, and so on. So let's start with validating your digital designs in a physical environment. So the little twist that we've seen recently is that VR, virtual reality, where you are completely immersed, okay? And there's AR, where it's a mixed experience, and AR or augmented reality, mix of experience, and you're seeing physical world and the virtual world in a mixed way. So just like this one, the virtual reality, so you can validate your product with the use of uh, goggles or your mobile phones or tablets. So you'll just insert your design and with the use of AR and VR technology, you can see what it looks like in your design, how it will look like in a real environment. Okay. So that's one of the new technologies that you can leverage in your mechanical design. So we also have this model-based definition, so you can communicate your design with 3D technology, and it's effective communication between other concerned um, persons. Okay, whether you are in a startup or customer base. So reverse engineering. So you can scan, edit, and produce, basically taking the physical world and bringing it into the virtual world. So this reverse engineering is all you have to do is you don't need to redraw or create a 2D drafting, create a 3D modeling. All you have to do is have a scan, 3D scanner, scan the object, and it will have a result output in the 3D environment. So with that scanning, you can edit already your model without even starting from scratch. Okay. So you can scan, edit, and produce products faster with the reverse engineering capabilities of Solid Edge. And we've been working on this for a couple of years, and we've continued to make some great strides. Next is additive manufacturing, as they say. Additive is growing in importance in terms of manufacturing. If you're not into additive manufacturing today, you need to seriously be looking at it. So traditionally, when you think of additive manufacturing, you think of, okay, I'm going to make a handful of parts, 5 or 10. So our customers are manufacturing lots of 800 parts to 1,000 parts. Serious additive manufacturing is going on, and I suggest you take a look at carefully. Okay, so advanced additive manufacturing processes and tools ensure 3D printed parts are created right the first time. And if you're into electrical design, so not just mechanical design, but we have this electrical design in one of our portfolio. So if you are into electrical CAD, you can integrate the electrical CAD and mechanical CAD. So you can work side by side with electrical and mechanical aspects without any problem. So seamless integration between the two worlds. So four key areas we'll be focusing on today. So we have also the solid edge wiring harness under the electrical design. So wiring harness, you can do solid edge electrical routing, even PCB design and PCB collaboration. You can also do, just like this one, PCB design. So it has the electrical CAD and mechanical CAD collaboration. And we also have another capabilities of the solid edge, the product simulation. So you put your designs in motion, okay? So built for designers and powerful enough. So simulation is some of the major enhancements. So you can have simulate fluid flow simulation, and you can also do stresses, basic stresses, linear stress analysis, dynamic analysis, and different harmonic response. So in your product design, you can also heat analysis, basic stress analysis on the parts of your design. You can do all of that with solid edge simulation. Then we also have this manufacturing. So if you have your 3D model, after that you can generate codes in your USB and then put it in a CNC machine, then the machine will create your products into reality. So that's computer aided manufacturing, which is available in Solid Edge. Then you can communicate your design globally, your digital design. You can document it with interactive PDF. So that's technical publications. Whether you communicate it with your customers, with your partners, you can effectively visualize you through technical publications. Then under the Solid Edge portfolio, also the cloud-based collaboration. So you can store your designs, your assembly. You can view anywhere you want, either in your phone, tablets, or your PC. You can do edit markups and share your CAD files across with different um, persons in charge. And yun, we presented to you the Solid Edge 2021 portfolio. So clearly a broad, deep portfolio, whether it's in mechanical design, with the new depth where the next generation design, the um, electrical design, the simulation, the technical publications, and data management. So Solid Edge portfolio provides a comprehensive set of tools designed to help you tackle today's toughest design challenges. That's really important because what we want you to do is to be able to take this information back and put it to use. Digitalize your product development process and transform your business. So I just want to round out our session here and talk about the other side of the puzzle here. So access for all. I recognize that most of the people, uh, some of the you have the colleagues, you know people, other companies, or maybe you know some students, people who really haven't been exposed to power of Solid Edge. I consider all of you ambassadors in some way for Solid Edge. So I hope you feel that way as well. I want to talk about how we've been trying to democratize and provide access to everyone. So first, we'll make it easy to try. So if you know someone who is maybe using competitive CAD system, or have them try Solid Edge. You can try it through the cloud instantly. You can have a web browser. So you don't have to install it. You can try it for 45 days by just firing up the web browser. Or if you want to install it on your desktop, feel free to do that as well. So now let me tell you one other way you can connect to your digital platform, and that is the Solid Edge portal. So now, even though it's called the Solid Edge portal, it supports all modern CAD systems, Pro E or Creo, the SolidWorks, Inventor, you name it. So no matter what the CAD system you use, you can collaborate more effectively with customers and suppliers. And you can share data securely and even mark up and comment back to one another. So, and it is free also, even your fully commercial usage. So take a look at today. So this is free for students and free for startups. So we literally have 1,000 startup manufacturers worldwide are already taking advantage of the Solid Edge for Startups program. So this enables these manufacturers to take advantage of the premium level of the Solid Edge for 1 year. So here are just few examples of the companies, startups in 43 different countries poised to change the world. So these are the guys who stepped out from the crowd and choose Solid Edge, just like you can. So that's it for my presentation. So if you have any questions later on, you can type in the chat box or you can ask later. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Engineer Berhill. Let's hear from Euro next, last but not the least, and then afterwards we'll do the Q&A portion. Please don't hesitate to leave your questions in the chat box, and we'll raise it later to our speakers.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, yes, we
Hello.
can.
Okay. I will introduce myself. So I am from Euro. I am Cho from Euro. You can just call me Cho since my my name is actually Korean, but dito na din so magkaya-maya mag-Tagalog or something because I am based in the Philippines and fluent ako sa pagka-Tagalog, so no worry. Just to clarify things. So basically, I'm the founder and lead product developer of Euro Product Development and Design Solutions. So if you guys are wondering what we really do is we basically, this may be a summarized version of what we are. We are a diverse a set of team composed of various engineering fields, industrial designers. As a whole, we specialize in developing our client's idea into a fully working product slash solution. So just to show, our methodology is more of on the execution side plus the design. So we really take account for these three things when we design things or develop things. We first account the distinctiveness, what will make your product unique, the human centric approach. Is your product really, of course there's a rule that if it doesn't mean that your product is unique, it's helpful, so we still consider the human centric part. And the third is, even though we have those two, is it feasible, will it work? So yeah, this three core principle is what our foundation really lies on. So basically, we're a company that helps develop. We have our usually our client from international like US, UK, Canada, but we really specialize on bringing the idea to Kickstarter. That's what we're really usually hired for. So here's one of our sample product that we're able to bring to Kickstarter. It was able to generate almost I think 10 million peso if I convert it. This from one of our client. So when not just on design, of course, we actually help specialize on creating the actual prototype, the product that the people can test on. So as again I mentioned, we really value the execution part of the product development process. I'm sure that many of us has great idea, but it's really the execution part that is really hard for us on entrepreneurs. So, of course, this is actually really a brief introduction of our startup. Maybe if you want, I can share you actually my backstory before I start this. So, before I start creating my own firm, if you wonder why I build this, I think it's better I will start on the why. I am basically an engineer at first. If you're wondering where I am there, I'm on the second left one. The one with the mole, yeah, I'm that. So I'm an engineer that builds one that helps the organization that competes for Shell Eco Marathon Asia. So what we really do is we build fuel efficient vehicles and everything to compete to Singapore in Manila. So I joined the tournament since 2014 up to 2018 since I'm a first year. So after that, after gaining some experience while I'm still a student, I started to create. We started to bring my team to create to apply to idea space. I've created a startup before this. Okay, before this, I created a startup that specialized on creating the same type of the Shell Eco Marathon Asia competition that we create vehicles. Now we're creating commercial vehicles and mobility products for our customers. So that is initially our startup that before we go here. So We developed various design, the electric scooters. We started an electric scooter first and everything. So if you guys are not familiar with Idea Space, Idea Space helps a lot on building products. What do you call it? Building the entrepreneurs. They have mentorship and everything and funding that can help you. Unluckily, we're not able to go in the top 70. So that is when I really think to drop this off and go straight to build another startup. That's just basically the story. But I for wondering where I do all of this design. I use the Solid Edge from CIM to develop the design, not just for my startup. We use this from way in Shell Eco Marathon before. So I'm telling you, this really good tool both as a student as a professional. So it really helped a lot, during my training stage. So of course, after this and everything, that is when I really think that since I know how to build stuff, I know how to design stuff. That is when I really think that maybe I can build a startup that can support other businesses, that can build their products and ideas. So what I build, is this company that my mission as this startup in the near future is really to help local entrepreneurs, students, and businesses to have bring their ideas into a fully working solution a slash product with our process. So basically, we are a startup that will help future startup in the future. So if anyone here is interested to working with us, we can give free consultation and advice on how we can tackle developing your product, because product development, as again I will explain, product development is really way different from project management, because project is just one single linear path that you will take on. Product development is not like that. There's so many I think I can stop sharing on product development. There's so many zigzags that after you take this path, this does not work, you're gonna go to the second path. If this not work, then product development is more of knowing what things does work and does not work. So basically, we can help you guide that. So for me, I'm giving out free suggestions and consultation for anyone who is interested to build their idea into reality. So I think that's all. So if any questions, I am free to answer anything if you want.
All right, thank you, Cho. Okay, so the floor now is open for the Q&A. So I'd like to ask Jerome and Hill to turn on their cameras. Okay, we'll spotlight you. So we've got some questions already while you were doing the talk, of course. So we'll start with the first one. Uh, we've managed to put it in a PowerPoint for everyone's convenience. So the first one goes to Jerome. This question: as a business development officer, how were you able to identify business growth opportunities and develop strategies to increase company sales and number of startups on board amidst the global health crisis?
Okay, can you hear me now? Thank you for this question. So, how were you able to identify business growth? So, actually, my role actually is into the linking the industry academy. You know? So, CIM is actually we are in provider for the software and hardware. So we actually uh, align with what the government uh, is really pursuing. In this case, the government is pursuing into uh, industry 4.0. So it's just a good opportunity for us as a Siemens partner. It's a German company who's also very pioneer in this industry 4.0. So to be able really to showcase our, as I mentioned, the case studies of the startups. So really, we are here actually to help the startups, especially the hardware people. That's why we have showcase Euro here, who is also into being a student, no, into really making use of his skills in product design, and then at the same time really the skills of using the software. So these are, I mean, I would say are a possibility for the young entrepreneurs or the students that we can partner together, no, with the academe and the industry, because we also have what we call this MNC partner who are also willing to share best practices. So basically, we are a link, between the MNC and the startups, and as well the academe here. So we provide the gaps here, kung ano yung mga kulang sa industry, with how can they really work together. So that's why we came here to partner with TBI, who are also aligned with what we have want to achieve, no, for the startups, the hardware. So hopefully we can really encourage more hardware startups in Mindanao and over the country. Hopefully I was able to uh, fulfill that question.
I believe you were. So let's head into the next one. I think Jerome and Engineer Baril can answer this, or the both of you can actually answer this. So, how can startups that will be part of Siemens Startup Program 2.0 access your facilities and or programs in this pandemic? With the Solid Edge 2021, is it purely digital, or are there hardwares or machineries that startups can use?
Well, okay, let me maybe share, and then Verhel, if you can also add on, no? So, how can startups be able to access, no, facilities, the software? So, as I mentioned kanina, there are just the first thing that you need to do is just fill up the form, satisfy those requirements, no? So once you're eligible, so now you can download the software, or you can also even access, no, to cloud settings. So there is also, of course, the hardware involved, because you're going to make use of your computer, no, to do the design. So for the requirements, maybe Veriel can also share, no, about what are some of the technical requirements with respect to the hardware. So I think that's the minimum level that you can be able to start your and access the design tool. So that's actually, you can right now you can go to this website, what Verhil a while ago, those tools that you can download a student version for everyone, no, as an ambassador. You can already start that. So that's my share.
Yes, that's right. For startups or students, you can just easily access the software in solidedge.siemens.com. So as I've said, there's a 45 days trial, and if you applied and fill up the form, if you are a student or in a startup business, you can access it for free. Okay, that's it.
All right. Okay, that's good to hear. So, okay, questions are actually pouring in right now. Let's head on to the third one. All
I just shared the link for the startup. So
right,
just
thank
in
you
case
for
they
that.
are, yeah.
Share screen. Third question is, Are startups given seed funding or other financial support when they are accepted into the Siemens Startup Program 2.0?
That's not part of. Unfortunately, that's not. There's no feeding or financial support involved. So these are purely because the as I mentioned to you, the equivalent amount or the value for this if you are an industry no coming from the industry 60,000 US value. So that's equivalent no to that financial support that we are offering for the startup actually. So it might not be in monetary, but that's the equivalent of that software that you're going to, in case if you're going to purchase or something. Hopefully, I answered this question.
Okay. Okay, next question. How long will this startup program run, and how do you monitor the progress of each startup in the program?
So it mentioned here actually that it, it's good for actually for a year, no? So so we will monitor in terms of how, are you really able to really maximize the use of the software? So we will continue naman, no? If in case depends, no, on that 1 year of how are you able really uh, to maximize or optimize the use of the software. So yeah, so we will provide as well the in case the training and the service, no. So in order for you also to be able really to make use of the software right away and focus on your developing your business, no. So as mentioned kanina, it's really very easy naman to use the software. So we can provide that naman, the services. So hopefully I will answer your question.
Okay, Sir Jerome. Baka si Engineer Beryl, mga gusto rin
Yes, feel free.
dagdag.
Yeah, that's good already. Here's the next question.
Okay, okay. Next question. So how did CIM Technologies manage to continue being considered as one of the country's leaders in providing world-class software and hardware solution services since its establishment in 1989? How do you keep up with the market vis-a-vis competitors and stay on top of your game?
Oh, that's a good question. At that time, I was not yet there, but I'll to the best of my knowledge. No, so basically, CIM means computer integrated manufacturing. No, so it started with AutoCAD. No, if I'm not, if you're familiar, so so what happened is basically for CIM really to adapt no to the changing it keeps on working with clients no who are really asking us, oh, do you have this a tool? So from there and then okay, and then basically from that kind of interaction no from the client, if I'm not, that's what I've heard no with my with the founder of CIM Technologies. So that's how they really grew. And then once from that interaction of the client, so okay, so this is they are requiring this, they need this, and then we look for a partner who is the maker or the the producer of that software. So we partner with them. So in this case, Autodesk and AutoCAD, and then Siemens recently, so that's why we can adapt. That's why we are into technology, because we are really able to adapt to the changing times easily. Like for example, this pandemic. So we used to be in the face-to-face classroom, but now we do mostly in online. So I think that's how we really adapt, no, to the changing technology and changing times. So both the software and hardware. So we are also actually uh, partner as well, no, of Form Labs. This is a 3D printer, uh, an SLA type of 3D printer. So for the hardware solution. So yeah, we keep on. Be able really to work with you or with the customer face to face and ask them how can we, what are the challenges, and what are how be able to help them in terms of their challenges, no. So we collaborate naman with our partners, Siemens, who are really a German company, no, it's an international. So we know that they are quite advanced in technology. So we naman here in the Philippines, slowly we try to as well adapt, no, to these technologies, no. So yeah, hopefully I was able um, to answer some of that question.
Okay, so that was interesting, Jerome. Follow-up question. Sa akin na to galing.
Yes.
How long has Siemens been supporting startups in the Philippines? Because I'm curious why it's called Startup Program 2.0. Was there a 1.0?
Yeah. So I mentioned a while ago, no, the reason for SAP 1.0 was that in the slide I show that initially it was premium level, and then they add other tools that they can be able to, like those PNID, those piping that I mentioned a while ago. So more tools for them really to make use, so simulations, no. So that's why 2.0. So uh, when it started here in the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years, no, with Rurok industry, 2 to 3 years, and then currently we're just now promoting this for because the Siemens, no, they saw naman that the startups here in Philippines is kind of moving then naman compared to the other regions, no. So that's why they opened this to the to our region here, as compared to it's been already there, no, in the other region in the US, Europe, as early as 2014, no. So as I shared a while ago, those startups from the US and Europe. So we're actually playing a catch up play game here with respect to other uh, startups who have gone into the program.
Well, Jerome and Engineer Verhil, uh, with that said, ano sa tingin nyo, ano, uh, how, how, how do you find the startups now? Uh, Compared to the 2 years that you've worked with them under the Siemens Startup Program. How's the innovation so far in hardware and digitalization? Has the trends or has it is there any drastic changes, especially in a pandemic, or is the market still good? The competition is still fierce. So how is it?
Okay. Cho, do you want to answer? You're from your. I'll let you first because you're a hardware startup. Are you still there?
Yes, yes. Wait, sorry. What again? Sorry.
So yeah, can you repeat
Hi, sir.
the question?
Yeah. So we were talking about how CIM Technologies managed to continue being one of the country's leaders, no, in providing world-class software. So we're talking, and then I I'm wondering, especially you, Cho, since I'm wondering why did you set up your startup here in the Philippines? How is the competition? And then for Jerome and Engineer Verhil, since you've been working with startups in the startup program of Siemens for the past 2 years, how has it been? Has the trends uh, changed drastically, especially now? I mean, during a pandemic, or maintain do maintain lang yung competition, and then it's still ano ba tawag dito? Um, Kailangan pa rin siya, oo. Ang hardware and digitalization. Is it still in demand? Oo.
Okay. I will maybe it's a question that has a two sides of the coin. Eh. One, there are some startups that died because of this COVID. Many. As per my experience, I had already many projects that were canceled during the pandemic because for the reason one, they got no continuous stable supply of funding, so some of their products were pulled out. Many of the products before are really reliant on have social gathering, for example, party products, so because of the COVID, party products dropped down. There are some products like some correlated that really has an impact from the COVID, but there's some COVID, there's some during the COVID, there are some products or hardware, especially the digital ones that has rise. For example, one good example are the in-home exercise machines. One of the reason like the belt, you like the tension belt or something. Many products like those had increased their sales and developing the development. Many customers has approached us for developing COVID related products and even in-house gym equipments. So there were some hardware startups that dies during the COVID, but it creates a new one. It creates a new one and it enforces other markets. There are many digital startup as well that was able to take advantage of COVID because especially for Zoom, like we're using like now, their stocks and everything has risen during COVID because of the need of the digital, of a digital meeting or seminar something, same as other startup as well. Other startup that has something like eye sharing system, etc. Those kind of startup as well as increase. But of course, there are some startup was not able to survive during COVID because they're really reliant on people meeting up and everything. But as again, this COVID was able to killed some startup, but it created a new one. And then for some startups here, so yeah. So if I gonna answer some question, for us, if there's a competition, it was able to help us, during the COVID. We able to experience that we lost many customers during COVID. That's one thing for sure. But it created a new one. I think that's summarize your question. I think
Okay,
that's
thank
all.
you. Ikaw, Sir Jerome, ano masasabi mo?
So your question a while ago about the for the program, no, for the past 2 years. Actually, we really didn't promote that. So medyo pili pa lang, no, yung that's why Rurok was the only one that at that time the people that that promote, medyo limited pa lang. Ngayon we're actually we're all out naman to really, that's why 2.0. So we really, as much as we can, to for the startup to help them, no, to really leverage on this platform for them to utilize. for them to benefit. So with regards to the opportunities, I think as I mentioned, no, the ability to really find what are the trends like this startup like Fame is a good example. So they were, di ba, yung sa futuristic aviation and maritime, but they were able actually to do what you call this, yung mga testing booths design, and then there's also this what you call this valve that can operate then for the COVID. So what I'm trying to say is that startups can adapt to the needs, no, to the current pandemic needs in terms of the medical or the health. So actually, we have a lot of also customers from the Siemens, no, in the field of medical health, no, based in the Israel, no, ganun. So they utilize our um, solution. So yeah, so they like what Ver, our engineer Verhel a while ago. So we also leverage on technology of reverse engineering, such say for example yung mga tawag nito so because we can be able to scan kasi the face, no, so we can create kasi the face mask according to that face, no. So using that technology, no, yung that reverse engineering and the solid edge, we are able actually to there is this startup in Taiwan. We're able to capture that face and be able really to create his own face mask. That is more of customizing according to your that suits to your face na that's very comfortable. So these are ways in how you can really be able to innovate, no, your product, your services to the uh, to the COVID. I mean to the people. So yeah, even because we are also in an electro mechanical design, so definitely in the IoT electronics, no, robotics, you can also make use of this innovation, no, to really I'm sure there are also hardware and robotics startups that are also leveraging on this kind of trend to really make use of in terms of na yun nga the IoT, no, really capture yung mga ganong klaseng innovation ba, be able really to detect ba the COVID or who knows. So yes, so it's really up to the ano to the creative creative of the startup, how really can really solve a problem or a challenge.
All right. Thank you for that great exchange on that question and series of follow-up questions. So now let's head on to the next question. I think the three of you could answer this. So what makes Solid Edge different from the rest?
I let
What is its edge?
Great.
engineer Verhel.
That's a good question. What makes Solid Edge different from the rest? So we've already, providing this technology from different businesses or clients. So the real differentiator of the Solid Edge from other CAD system or other solution is that what we call the synchronous technology. So basically, synchronous technology allows you to design faster, design more efficiently. So it results to uh, less time to model your product or eliminates yung mga tedious process of your design. So if you're interested, we can do a product demonstration or hands-on so that you can really see the difference of the Solid Edge, not only in the design but also like simulation and assembly design or other features. So if you're interested, we'd love to show to you a hands-on demonstration. So just contact us or our sales representative Jerome to book a schedule.
Yeah, aside from that, actually, I shared a link there, what is Solid Edge and the top 5 business reasons to use it. So yeah, it mentioned some actually the technology that Verhel used, the synchronous technology. That's actually a patented technology na wala sa ibang software. So because Siemens, no, even Siemens, the company itself. So it's I mentioned to you, it's one of the top 10 Forbes company. So we leverage on their brand because they also are not only in the digital space, but also they are in the hardware, no. So it's a good German company. Aside from that, they all are also the owner, no, of that kernel. Ibig sabihin yung modeling software behind the other CAD software, yung Parasolid, tawag doon sa kanila. They own that technology, and then they rent it out, lease it out to the other CAD software. So that's why kanina pinakita that we are really able to integrate with other CAD software because the Parasolid technology or the kernel behind that solid modeling is owned by Siemens. So I think these are some of the what makes Solid Edge different, no, from uh, other the rest, I would say.
Okay, so that great to hear from that from you guys. Uh, so I think that's a good name tanong ni from one of our audiences. Okay, that was one of the earlier questions. So as a follow up question, this is for Cho. How has Solid Edge helped you develop your startup? And we were under we talked earlier before we went live that you are about to join the program. So how will Siemens Startup Program 2.0 help you and your startup?
Okay, so as for me, maybe I will need to explain some backstory before. We are able to learn Solid Edge by it was sponsored to our team in what they call this in Shell Marathon Asia. So before we just use AutoCAD to to design stuff, some of the mechanical parts. So as a student before, it helped us to have the right tools in the earlier stage. Having the right tool in the early stage really help a lot. Unlike if if you use the wrong program at the very start, until sometimes you'll get used to it to the point that you will still use the wrong software until to the very end. So for me, it was a good foundation to have the right software to be used, and of course it will bring up to the stage that I am right now. And of course, it is now being we were able to use this to create and develop products, so it helped us a lot. So this Siemens Startup Program 2.0 will help us to to reduce the cost of buying the software, because again, the software is really expensive, and you don't want to run as a startup or as a company that will use illegal or pirated software. So this will help really a lot on reducing the cost. At the same time, we're already familiar with this software, so having a license software can actually help you to bring up better tools in Solid Edge. Like there are simulation tools that we can use, the stress analysis, or there are some options in there that you can generate some parts immediately even without designing it. So for us, it saves two things: it's the cost and time, both of them.
All right, thank you for that. So another question for you, Cho. So is it okay to pursue hardware development and IoT during this pandemic? What do you
For me,
think?
actually, this is the right time to do it, for the reason why it is really the right time to do it, rather than when the economy open again. What will happen really usually is, okay, I'll maybe explain on the customer side. So some of the customers are coming right through me now to develop this and that product. So when the economy opens, they're ready to sell the product immediately. Unlike that, when the economy opens again, then you start still developing and creating the product. You might have a setback of many people. I'm telling you, many people and startups right now are taking advantage of this pandemic, that during this pandemic, of course, some will say that this is really a bad time, and everything to do stuff, but it's actually the opposite. It's a really good time and opportunity that while some of the businesses, while some of the companies are still down, that they were not able to develop the products, as you as a sole entrepreneur, and as long as you can pay for yourself, this is really a good time. Because once the economy open and the big companies open up again, and some the businesses, it will be a hard time to compete again. At least when the economy opens, you have your product ready and everything, they will be surprised. Oh, we're starting just to develop this, and someone sell this product immediately right away when the economy is okay and everything. So I'm telling you, this is the right time. Actually, the right time is always now. It's not 2 years. It's not after 1 year. No, the right time is always right now. That's my
I,
best suggestion.
okay, yeah, true. That's a good ano tawag dito, recommendation, no. Actually, I remember hearing from one of our bites and brew sessions earlier once. I think it was last year that you don't have to wait for your startup to be perfect to launch. Okay, so indeed, the right time is now. So, Jerome and Engineer Verhill, do you have maybe you would like to add something as enablers? Do you think that it's the perfect time? I mean, what do you think about the creating startups in industries of hardware development and IoT in this pandemic?
Yeah, just like I mentioned, I shared this Smile Robotics, di ba, kanina. I was sharing that from the Japanese. So it's a good, actually, they're a startup that really caters to the restaurant na yun nga, nagtitimpla ng kape, pick up that cup and then place that into a machine. So actually, you are already sort of minimizing, I'm not really saying replacing, no, the people, but it you call this you collaborate, no, with other, or this, what you call this, actually cobots, collaboration robots, no. So this kind of innovation you can pattern, no, to this kind of startups, existing startups ng sa Japan. So they uh, yeah, IoT, what else, no? So there are thousand there are, just look around, no? I mean, can find ways naman, how really we can be able to know what are the problems or the challenges na parating dinadaing, maybe with the logistics perhaps, no, who knows. So it's up to you, no, to be creative in this ano. So the tools are just help you to be able to really accelerate your product development, your product design. But again, the entrepreneur, it's really their creative way. How can they spot opportunities? What are some of the challenges outside there? So I think that's the main uh, challenge for the startups, really to find a way, how can solve very big problem, or no, talagang that can address the the client, no, the customer. So there are so many ways. So as I mentioned kanina, the reverse engineering scanning. So you can make use of, we also provide the services as well, the scanning, no, it could be anything. So it could be on your ear naman for those maybe hearing impaired, maybe to get more accessible. So you can create your own product for the hearing, and then we actually run a design competition, no? So for the persons with disabilities. So napakaganda ng mga ano nila eh, innovations there. So it's just actually a lot of ideas there. It's just a matter of really making this a reality. So again, it also involved the help also, of course, very helpful din yung mga TBIs, no, the business incubator, really to be able to commercialize your product idea. So as well, of course, we are already solving the client, but you know, uh, like I mean, we need you guys. Like it's unfortunate, no, na si actually I was also part of the tawag nito yung idea space. So umabot lang ako ng top 20 noon. So because there, I mean, the support, no, I mean, it's also crucial, the support of the government. I really appreciate, no, the TBIs are there, the DOST, to really make this. So for us naman in the industry, we also want to become partners with you in really realizing the 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 dreams of these startups then, no, be able really to solve real world problem and being really to provide real world solutions to them as well.
Okay, thank you. Engineer Verhill, do you want to add something to that?
Yep, really, yeah. In times of this pandemic like this one, we need to be really flexible, especially for startups. So some of the startups, it's the chance for you to excel. Some of the startups also had a fail. So really, the time is now. So here is CIM. We've ano din dati provide a like a design competition for students, for startups, for this pandemic to have a design competition like a design for PWDs, okay, to help PWDs. And actually, we receive a lot of entries. And yun, we've given them the software for free and given them a prize for the top winners. So yan.
Sana ma-incubate sila. Students the anyway.
Uh,
So
okay, thank you for that. So, since we're running out of time, we're
right.
down to the last question, and this is for Engineer Verhill. So the question is: instead of applying for the free CAD software, can the startup purchase customized business solution directly from Siemens? What do they do, and how much would it more likely to cost them?
So instead of applying for free CAD software, can the startup purchase? Oh, actually, you can't directly purchase the solution to Siemens. So you need to daan sa CIM because we are the official distributors of the solution. So for the cost, I think Jerome can answer that because he's from sales.
Okay.
So I already mentioned the cost of that startup program, 60K USD for that 5 licenses. So more, yeah, more or less, no. I mean the so just I mean, but for startups naman, yeah, this is a good program for you. So, but for of course we're talking naman for MNCs eh. So they have more ano naman eh, you know, the budget is there for them. So for startups, this is a good program. So if
Yes, the
as you
question
go
is
along,
they
as you
can
go along,
purchase customized business solution. Yes, actually, yeah, pwede silang mag-purchase kung ano lang yung add-ons that they need. For example, if only for 3D design, they can only purchase a foundation, solid edge foundation. If they want to add simulation, they can add up to their add-ons, and yon the cost will increase with that. So yeah, they can't pwede silang hindi sila mag-apply for free, but pwede din silang mag-purchase with the customization of the solution that they want.
Yeah,
Okay,
so as
okay.
you go along, no, yung company mo as a startup, you become more profitable. Then, yun nga, yung startup, then slowly we can, uh, there will be cost na for that software. Kasi now you are earning na eh. So that's how I look no for the startups.
Oh, pero
So it
let's
cannot be actually kasi 1 year lang naman yung startup program kasi.
okay, okay. So,
So
kunwari, the scenario is, hindi natanggap yung startup dun sa startup program, can they still avail of, Solid Edge or other Siemens program? I mean, they buy it, they can they do that? Or hindi pwede?
right away you can actually ano naman na make use of the student version, download that one. Although may
Oh,
limitations lang siya
may
for the
limitation.
oo. Tama ba, Verhel? So basically they can and it's more on academic, but if you're talking about commercial, that's not for commercial use. Uh, well, it's limited to 30 to 45 day trial lang siya. So it's the best way talaga the program. So we can really support your startup.
Okay, so I think that's wraps up our Q&A portion. Thank you so much for the productive session. So before we head on to our closing remarks, we'd like to hear parting messages from each of you. Let's start with Cho. Any messages, inspiring messages for our startups and our enablers before we end our Bites and Brew session?
Okay, so for the startup right there, I think before kaya during college, I started my startup, during college. But I'm telling you, I'm not a smart person generally. Like I'm always the least in the class. For I have experience by 2 years late in college. I did not really perform well and everything. So my pointer is it's not really so many people that I met that once they failed in their life and everything, they will feel that, oh, I'm not capable to do this and that. So sometimes it's true. Once you told yourself that you can't do this virtually, you can't do that anymore. So my pointer is the best way to start things is to believe on yourself, that even if you fail so much and everything, you need to start believing yourself, because if what you say in your mind, it will become true. I'm saying that 4 years or 5 years ago, I'm always telling me that someday I will build my own company, my startup. Again and again, you repeat yourself again. uh, it will reach to the point of time that it will be true. But of course, it will need still dedication and everything. But as long as you believe yourself continuously, even so many failures and everything, it will become true. That's really my point. I think that's that.
All right, thank you, Cho. All right, so let's hear from Engineer Verhill next.
Yep, for startups, what I advice that I can give is just keep moving on, keep moving forward. So before I've worked with a startup company with my colleague before, and there's always talaga, the path is not always rectilinear or linear. It's a zigzag nga. So there's an uptrend, there will be downtrends. So as long there will be pullbacks. So as long as keep moving forward and look at the bigger picture, eventually you'll get there. And also, whatever happens, you need to have a victor mindset, not a victim mindset. Okay, so, that's it.
All right, thank you for those warm words. Last but not the least, let's hear from Jerome.
Yes, thank you very much. Again, I would just like to say thank you for CDO Bites, no, for giving us to share our thoughts and how we can be able really to be partners, help our startups hardware. So in my case, kasi as I mentioned kanina in the intro, I have 3 years startup journey. So then I went back naman to okay. So based from my experience kasi when of course I'm already a family man kasi, di ba? But I have family to feed. So Cho and people, no, students starting up, is it in a very good position, very good time because like now we have TBIs really to help you know. I mean, kasi when I started, I came back from Singapore, no? I just sige I try to kasi what I saw in Singapore, wala man dito sa ano sa Philippines. So I want really to help to encourage at that time encourage the the students, especially actually my startup is about the name is STEM up. So meaning I want to level up the STEM education. That's the goal, no, the idea. Kasi there they have the tools, the robotics, the who knows, the Arduino, the kids are able to show me the how does the you know it works, the drone, what are the parts. Oh, do we have this thing in the Philippines? So that's why I want to educate, no, really the our um, the high starting with the 10 years old to 12, no, to really encourage them through robotics and coding yung aking ginagawa. So siguro ang ano ko take away doon is that it's very crucial that you have a partner because I'm a solopreneur and together with my family. So it's a good opportunity for you guys there who are already there, no, in your classroom, your group, no, create who already develop who is the technical, the business guy, alamin mo na sino yung mga programmer and then who is the designer. So and then the business person or the sales. So make friends na with these people kasi it's all about team ang startup. So yun nga dreaming is about okay, good, being positive, being optimistic about the future is good, but really making realize your dream, that's another thing na you have to do. And then of course if uh, the next thing is will they accept or reject, and then that's why you have to have this kind of mentality of failure mentality na ibig sabihin okay, if they reject me I just go on, continue interacting with your customer, with your client na how can we improve my product. What is the best way that so make them your partner. So then from them you can improve, innovate your MVP, no. So that's why it's tough, no, because especially if you are me, I'm a bootstrap, self-funded. So it's really about how you can earn or how can I really sell this product. It's not an idea, it's a product that meron ako mga robotics kit and then I have my outline. So I do uh, so yeah, that's the main goal, no. It's really how you can monetize and how you really can make be to scale up your product, no. So I think that's that the thing is yung resiliency natin, and then be very thankful and be very grateful because we have this kind of program from TBIs, Technology Business Incubators, no. It's growing. So take advantage of their program, and then just continue on ano lang interacting with your customer, o kaya if ano nga you sleep with your customer. Yeah man, I mean you take spend time with them, but of course because of this ano we can leverage on these tools naman eh that no. So I think that would be my my share for the startups.
All right. Thank you, Jerome. So, everyone, you've heard from them, from Euro and CIM Technologies Incorporated. Make sure to join Siemens Startup Program 2.0. We'll give you the registration link for that via our Facebook page. Okay? May deadline po ba to? Yung registration, application?
Wala naman. It's
Wala pa.
open naman for ano naman. Words kasi starting pa lang naman this to introduce eh. So
Okay.
it's
So,
open naman. It's
So as soon as
open.
possible, guys, kung pwede mamaya mag-apply na kayo kung if you qualify, of course.
Yes, that's the
as
important.
as they said earlier, pag binisit niyo yung site naman din, makikita niyo doon yung qualifications and other things that you need to apply. So again, thank you so much for joining us for Bites and Brew. To formally end our Bites and Brew session, I'd like to give the virtual floor now to our project leader, Ms. Rhea Hagisan.
There. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. So, more than anything, thank you to our esteemed speakers, namely Sir Jerome, Engineer Verhel, and Cho for their sharing their expertise and knowledge to our attendees this afternoon. And of course, to the CDO Bites team for being able to successfully run another Bites and Brew session, not only intended for our incubatees and startups in CDO, but even outside. And finally, to our attendees this afternoon, thank you so much for taking the time in your busy Thursday just to listen and be attentive with regards to the points that were highlighted and expressed. It really takes an ecosystem to raise a startup. And more than anything, we are so happy with this kind of collaboration and opportunities, really telling our startups and incubatees that more than the TBI or more than CDO Bytes for that matter, there are still other organizations and institutions who would really like to help you achieve your full potential, like CIM Technologies this afternoon. So this is now a good opportunity for you to grab, to be a part of, because as they've highlighted, it really is expensive to start a startup. But again, we are here. We have opportunities laid out to you, and the only thing that you need to do is to grab and be a part of it. So thank you so much for sharing this wonderful opportunity. Thank you for being here this afternoon, and may everyone have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
All right. That's it for Bites and Brew session. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Cho. Thank you, Engineer Verhill.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Dagang salamat sa inyo.
Dagan salamat, everyone. Keep safe
Bye-bye.
and
Thank
stay
you.
home.